Welcome to another English learning journey. Today, you will discover the incredible story of one of history's most famous leaders, Julius Caesar. This is not just a story about battles and power. It is a story about ambition, courage, intelligence, leadership, and the difficult choices that can change the course of history. As you read, imagine yourself walking through the streets of ancient Rome, hearing the voices of thousands of citizens, watching powerful senators argue, and standing beside armies that change the world forever. This graded reader uses simple English to improve your vocabulary, reading skills, and fluency while teaching valuable life lessons from history. Read slowly, enjoy every paragraph, and let history become your English teacher. Imagine living in a city where every street is filled with ambition. Everywhere you look, people dream of becoming rich, respected, and powerful. That city is Rome, one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever known. In this world, success does not come from luck. It comes from courage, intelligence, patience, and the ability to make difficult decisions when everyone else is afraid. As you step into ancient Rome, you begin to understand that becoming a great leader is never easy. Every victory demands sacrifice. Every achievement creates new enemies. Every step toward greatness carries hidden dangers. Among all the leaders Rome ever produced, one name continued to rise above the others: Julius Caesar. You can imagine Julius Caesar as someone who never accepted ordinary limits. While many people waited for opportunities, he created them. While others worried about failure, he focused on action. His early life was filled with uncertainty, political conflict, and financial problems. Rome itself was divided into powerful groups that constantly competed for influence. Wealthy families controlled politics, while ambitious generals fought to increase their own power. In such an environment, only the strongest minds survived. Caesar understood something that many people never realize. Success is not only about strength, it is also about understanding people. He learned how to speak confidently, how to persuade others, and how to remain calm during moments of great pressure. As you continue this journey, you notice that Caesar's greatest weapon was not his sword. It was his ability to think differently. While many leaders tried to protect their positions, Caesar looked for ways to expand his influence. He studied history, observed successful leaders, and understood that people naturally follow someone who gives them hope. Leadership is not simply giving orders. Leadership is creating confidence in uncertain times. Caesar built strong relationships with soldiers because he respected their sacrifices. He inspired loyalty by sharing hardships instead of staying comfortably behind the front lines. His army believed that victory was possible because their leader believed it first. The Roman army became one of the most disciplined fighting forces in history, and Caesar transformed it into something even greater. Every campaign became a lesson in preparation, patience, and determination. His military victories did not happen because of luck alone. They came from careful planning, deep observation, and quick decision-making. Before every battle, he studied the land, understood his opponents, and prepared multiple strategies. This teaches an important lesson for your own life. Confidence grows from preparation. The more prepared you become, the less fear controls your decisions. Success often belongs to those who think ahead instead of reacting too late. One of Caesar's greatest achievements was his conquest of Gaul, a vast region covering much of modern-day France and neighboring territories. This campaign lasted for years, and tested every quality of leadership imaginable. Long journeys, difficult weather, limited supplies, and powerful enemies stood in his path. Yet every obstacle became another opportunity to demonstrate resilience. Imagine facing challenge after challenge without giving up. Imagine remaining focused even when success seems far away. Caesar understood that persistence often defeats talent. Many people quit because results come slowly. Great leaders continue because they understand that meaningful achievements require time. As Caesar's victories increased, so did his popularity. Ordinary citizens admired him because he brought wealth and glory to Rome. His soldiers respected him because he stood beside them during danger. However, success often creates another challenge that few people expect. The higher you rise, the more attention you receive. Not everyone celebrates your achievements. Some people begin to fear your influence instead of appreciating your success. This reality has remained true throughout history. Every successful person eventually faces criticism, jealousy, and resistance. Caesar experienced exactly this situation as powerful political leaders became increasingly worried about his growing popularity. Politics in ancient Rome was never peaceful. Behind every public speech stood hidden competition. Behind every agreement waited secret ambition. The Roman Senate believed that too much power in the hands of one individual could threaten the Republic. Caesar believed Rome needed stronger leadership to solve its growing problems. These opposing views slowly pushed the nation toward conflict. Sometimes history changes not because people are completely right or completely wrong, but because different visions cannot exist together peacefully. Leadership often requires making decisions that satisfy some people while disappointing others. One of the most famous moments in Caesar's life came when he crossed the Rubicon River. This was much more than crossing a river. It became a symbol of making an irreversible decision. Once he crossed, there was no turning back. Every person experiences similar moments, although usually on a smaller scale. There comes a time when hesitation must end and action must begin. Fear always offers reasons to wait. Growth always demands courage. Caesar accepted the consequences of his decision because he believed that uncertainty was better than endless hesitation. After defeating his rivals, Caesar became the most powerful leader in Rome. Yet his greatest work extended beyond military victories. He introduced reforms that improved government, reorganized the calendar, reduced debt problems, expanded opportunities for many citizens, and strengthened the administration of the growing republic. Great leadership is measured not only by winning battles, but also by improving everyday life for ordinary people. Building something valuable requires vision. Temporary success may impress people, but lasting improvements earn lasting respect. As you reflect on Caesar's achievements, another lesson becomes clear. Every strength can become a weakness if it is not balanced by wisdom. Extraordinary confidence can inspire millions, but excessive confidence may also reduce caution. Great ambition creates progress, but unlimited ambition can create fear among others. Human nature is complex. Success often changes the way people see you. Some admire confidence. Others interpret it as a threat. Understanding this balance remains important even today. True leadership combines courage with humility, determination with patience, and vision with self-awareness. Eventually, growing political tension reached its highest point. Some senators became convinced that Caesar's increasing authority endangered the future of Rome. Their fear led to one of history's most famous betrayals. Caesar was assassinated inside the Senate by individuals who believed they were protecting the Republic. Ironically, instead of saving Rome, this event created even greater instability and civil war. History often reminds us that violence rarely solves deep political disagreements. Lasting peace usually requires understanding, dialogue, and shared purpose rather than revenge. Although Caesar's life ended suddenly, his influence never disappeared. His ideas, military strategies, leadership methods, and political reforms continued shaping civilizations for centuries. Even today, many words, titles, and systems have connections to his legacy. The month of July carries his name. Leaders throughout history have studied his successes and his mistakes. This is perhaps the greatest sign of true influence. Physical life may end, but ideas continue traveling across generations. Every meaningful action leaves traces that future generations can learn from. As you finish this story, think beyond ancient Rome. The lessons of Julius Caesar are not limited to history books. They apply to everyday life. Preparation builds confidence. Discipline creates strength. Clear thinking improves decisions. Courage opens new opportunities. At the same time, humility protects success, and wisdom prevents power from becoming dangerous. Every goal you pursue requires patience. Every dream demands consistent effort. Every achievement begins with one decision to move forward despite uncertainty. History is filled with remarkable leaders, but Julius Caesar remains unforgettable because his story reflects both the incredible possibilities and the serious responsibilities of leadership. His rise shows what determination, intelligence, and vision can accomplish. His fall reminds us that greatness without balance can create unexpected consequences. When you study history, you are not simply learning about the past. You are learning about human nature, decision-making, ambition, and the choices that shape every life. Perhaps that is why Julius Caesar's story continues to inspire readers across the world. It reminds you that every day offers a choice to remain ordinary or to develop the discipline, wisdom, and courage needed to leave your own positive mark on the world.